Sparks, and I was raised in a small community on the outskirts of Dartmouth, Lake Loon. I'm a member of Sparks clan, and in my immediate family there are 9 members. I'm the oldest, and my parents are Helen and Spencer Sparks. Growing up, I had a very rich family upbringing and community upbringing, and I view that as giving me a very solid foundation in terms of my social skills and building a positive self-esteem when I was growing up. And actually, part of my legacy is this, that I was the first female African Canadian judge to be appointed in the country. So I have to say that it's a huge responsibility, and I'm always mindful of my legacy and history. And there's so many great leaders in our African Nova Scotian community who have inspired me. As a family court judge on a daily basis, I adjudicate disputes pertaining to families, of course, and the disputes center around child protection. And that's one aspect of my job, and I would say that that's a major component of the work that I do on a daily basis. When I left high school and entered Mount St. Vincent University, I had every intention of being a history teacher. And it was during my time working at the Human Rights Commission, investigating complaints under the human rights legislation, that I really became deeply interested in the law and how the law could be utilized as a tool to ameliorate the social injustices in our community, but also in the broader community. When I was at Dalhousie Law School, it was a fairly lonely experience because there were only 3 blacks in my class. 2 of us graduated, and we were separated. There were 3 sections, so there was 1 in each section. So that made my journey very lonely. And throughout my time at Dalhousie, I had a love-hate relationship with the law school. I knew that the law degree could give me a passport, and by that I mean a means of securing a decent job and a decent livelihood, but at the same time it was a lot of hard work. The other challenge is for people to appreciate that as a judge, it doesn't matter what your color is, it doesn't matter if you're black or white, you're there to serve everybody. And it's a challenge sometimes in Nova Scotia to get that message across. However, it's important for the public to understand that a judge is a judge is a judge. We have an access program at Dalhousie now for Black Nova Scotians and Indigenous people, First Nations people. And so there's a lot of financial support, there's a lot of tutorial support, and of course there are black professors at the law school now, and that makes a big difference for young African Nova Scotian students who may be contemplating a career in law. Keep your dream alive. I know it may sound like a cliche, but don't be constrained by what people tell you you can't do. Keep an open mind, work hard. There's no substitute for hard work. And another thing I would add is listen to the elders in the community. They have fought the fight. They know what it takes to be successful. I always have understood that it doesn't matter if you're a judge or a janitor. We all face racial discrimination. It's part of our history, but we all have a special role to play in trying to ameliorate and diminish racial discrimination so that the next generations to come will have an easier path